Hey folks, thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris, and I do have a very important announcement regarding the LEGO Bionicle GWP gift with purchase, set number 40581, Bionicle Tahu Antiqua, will be launching on January 27th, 2023, and will run all the way until February 9th. Now, just today, I have received an update from the LEGO Ambassador Network that I know is going to be disappointing to a lot of folks. I was initially given some information that said the contrary, and there were some leaks and everything, but let me just clarify exactly what this video is going to be about. I just got an update that said that instead of what was previously directed to us as LEGO ambassadors, as well as what was previously announced, the GWP will not, and I repeat, will not be able to be applicable for purchases for any LEGO theme. It will only count for purchases of 6 LEGO themes: Ninjago, Monkey Kid, City, Dots, Friends, Classic, and Creator 3-in-1. My apologies, 7 different themes. Now, this is a little disappointing because, just to give a quick timeline of events here, when I previously was first given information regarding the Bionicle GWP, the email that I was given did say that it was going to qualify for all themes with a purchase restriction of $100, €100, and 90 British pounds. Now, the email did say that the information was subject to change, but given that basically any other time for any other GWP in the past, unless it was a single theme-specific GWP, like they've done ones that are only for Harry Potter, or only for City, or only for Mario, GWPs are usually, I can't even think of an example in the past several years where one was restricted to a random assortment of 7 themes. So I was figuring, okay, there was a leaked document that came out that said that they were going to be restricted to 7 themes. That document also said the reveal was going to be the 18th, which it wasn't. It was the 14th. So I don't really know. I didn't really believe that that information on the leaked document was true, or at least I believe that it was only specific to one specific store. So only today I did just get the clarification from the land that I guess at some point between last year, around like November, December, and now, they changed their minds and decided to make it only available for a list of specific themes. Now, there are a few reasons why this may be the case. Now, I don't know. I did ask, but I didn't get a reply yet, and I will be updating in the pinned comments if I do get a reply as to if there are any public information that I can disclose as to why this is the case. I can speculate as to why. Some folks have been throwing around the fact that all of these are non-licensed themes. If you look at them, you've got like Ninjago, Monkey Kid, all of these are original themes. However, Dots is actually something that does frequently do crossovers with licensed themes. Dots does do collaborations with Disney, Mickey, and Friends. We got some Mickey Mouse Dots, and in March we will be getting Harry Potter Dots, and those will be the final Dots before the theme is discontinued. Now, they may have included Dots here, even though it does go into licensed territory because Dots is getting discontinued and they want to be clearing out their Dots stock. However, I find it a little bit hard to believe because I don't see any Bionicle fan going out and being like, okay, I'm going to spend $100 on Dots products to get the Bionicle GWP. That doesn't seem very realistic to me. If anything, you would be getting something Ninjago or Monkey Kid or City or something like that. So I don't really know. The big omission here, though, is Technic. Obviously, Bionicle started off as a Technic theme, so I think for me it's really disappointing how Technic is not included. Now, a lot of folks have said, oh, well, maybe they were trying to focus this as a celebration of non-licensed themes, and frequently, now more than ever, Technic is mostly just doing licensed vehicles. We might get like 1 or 2 non-licensed vehicles that are small, but mostly like everything Technic is doing nowadays are big licensed, mostly like licensed supercars and big race cars. Occasionally you'll get like a helicopter or a plane, but those are mostly going to be licensed. So LEGO might have been trying to celebrate non-licensed themes by doing this, and that's why Technic wasn't included, because now Technic is kind of more often than not a licensed theme. I can kind of buy into that, but it still feels very strange to me because LEGO, again, has not done anything like this in the foreseeable past history. As far as thinking back, I cannot remember the last time that LEGO actually made a restriction on a GWP that wasn't a theme-specific one. Again, there have been Super Mario GWPs where you get a little polybag, but it's a Super Mario polybag, and of course you would only get it by buying Super Mario sets. That makes sense because folks might not want it unless they are into the Super Mario Course Builder expansion sets. Same with Harry Potter. You could get a Harry Potter like Grand Staircase or Gryffindor Dorm Room if you spent a certain amount of money on Harry Potter sets, which also makes sense. This doesn't make a lot of sense to me, to be honest, and I'd love to hear folks' theories down in the comments below why LEGO is trying this out. The other thing is that I've seen some folks suggest online that maybe LEGO's doing some market research and they're trying to figure out, well, is System Bionicle viable? Can we get Bionicle fans to buy stuff they wouldn't otherwise buy just to get this? And that seems to be a prevailing theory for a lot of folks. Honestly, for me, I don't really buy it. I don't really buy into that. There was a really good test to see if System Bionicle fans were out there and Bionicle fans would support System Bionicle, and that was the Bricklink A-Full Designer program. If you aren't aware, LEGO collaborated with Bricklink shortly after acquiring them to launch a Bricklink A-Full Designer program, where they essentially had like 7 or 8 sets that were available for a round of crowdfunding. Only 5 of those sets would be actually able to be made into official sets. Crowdfunding was open for 1 day, and it was like, okay, the first to reach a certain amount of pre-orders will be able to get made into official sets. Castle sold out in like an hour. Fishing boat sold out within like an hour or 2 hours. Same with the Pursuit of Flight, sold out within a few hours, and then Bionicle also got beat by the Kakapo bird, and unfortunately there was Sakota's Legend of the Bionicle project there. I just did a review on it, I built it on my own with my own pieces, but there just wasn't enough support for it. And yeah, there were a lot of reasons behind that. A lot of folks have said, well, it wasn't available in all regions. That's true, but that was the case for all of them. I mean, it wasn't just Bionicle that wasn't available in all regions. All of the sets were only available in a specific amount of regions. So everything was on the same playing field. These same restrictions and complaints people had about trying to purchase the Bionicle set, like the site being buggy and things crashing, applied maybe even more to like stuff like the Castle set, where, yeah, if so many people were trying to get it, the site was going to be buggy. So when they were on the same playing field, LEGO already did a market test to see if System Bionicle would be viable today, and the answer unfortunately was a resounding no. People did not show up. Just like G2, Bionicle fans didn't really show up to support it, and it failed. It did not get the required amount of funds or pre-orders. So to me, the theory that LEGO is doing this to test and see if Bionicle fans are willing to spend more on LEGO just to get Bionicle, that seems like more of a stretch, because that's not good market research in my opinion. Especially restricting it to a certain set of themes, that will provide them even worse market research, I think, than if they were to open it up to everything. Because folks will maybe just like be buying sets anyways. They wouldn't be buying it for Bionicle, they could be buying it for other reasons. I don't know, doesn't seem like solid market research to me. So I'm not a big believer in the claim that this is market research. I frankly don't really know why it's limited. The best theory I can think of is that this is a celebration of non-licensed themes, but it's still weird. It's still really weird, and it's weird how the information changed as well. I do want to apologize because I did put out a video talking about how to get the Bionicle GWP, and that was around when it was announced. I was going off of the information that the LEGO Ambassador Network sent me in November, where they explicitly said that it would be available for all themes. Again, it did say it was subject to change. I was going off of that info. Other YouTubers went off of the leaked document info and did report on these 7 restrictive themes, which definitely was the right move. They just chose to go off of the leaked document. For me, it was a 50-50. I'm going to go off of the information that LEGO gives me individually. So that was what they gave me. And I'm really sorry that some of the content in that video is misleading now because LEGO did change their minds. Something changed and only that list of 7 themes is available. So yeah, it's disappointing. I know that a lot of folks were really excited to go on Pick-a-Brick and get parts. They were excited to get the Horizon Zero Dawn Tall Neck, excited to get Optimus Prime, the Icons Galaxy Explorer. So many good sets that are just not available. Of course, like Technic, not available. Other stuff like Avatar, not available. Any licensed set, not available. So it's unfortunate. For the rest of this video, I will be kind of going through the collection, talking through some currently available sets that I think are really good from those specific themes. Again, Dots, Creator 3-in-1, not Creator in general, not like Creator Expert, just Creator 3-in-1, Ninjago, Monkey Kid, City, and Classic and Friends. Those are the big ones. Yeah, let's get into it and see exactly what sets there are to look at here, because don't get me wrong, a lot of the sets I did talk about in the initial video on how to get the Bionicle GWP, where I talked about my recommendations for what to get with it, were Monkey Kid and Ninjago sets. So a lot of those still remain the same. It's just a shame you can't get like the 18 plus icon sets anymore because those are just so good. Let's dive into it right now. One last thing I want to note about this GWP is that online, if you look at it on shop.lego.com right now or lego.com shop at home, you can actually find this listed with a price of $17. No, that does not mean you can buy it individually. If you aren't aware of how LEGO treats GWPs, they list them on their site with a recommended retail value of kind of the value of the set itself, but you cannot buy it individually. You have to buy it as a gift with purchase. They do this for all their GWPs. The Blacktron one I think was like 30, for example. So yeah, it just shows that LEGO values a build like this at $17, which I guess is interesting if you want to know how much a set like this would sell if it was available generally. With that though, let's take a look at some of these sets that you can get. I'm going to start off with some of the most interesting ones with Monkie Kid down here. So Monkie Kid has been putting out actually some really excellent sets over the years. I think it is probably one of the currently best running LEGO themes in terms of giving us completely unique designs and stuff that are really cool. Nez's Fire Ring is $100. It comes with a side build of a jet as well as a little castle build. Is a really great set. It's a really fun one too. It's a big like monorail type, almost like a steampunk inspired type vehicle. You have a massive elephant for I think it's like $70, so you could get that and something else. So that is a really cool one for the yellow tusk elephant, just came out this year. And overall, the Dragon of the East is also really good. That's a really good build. Teal Dragon, always a good one to get. Monkie Kid, of course, has larger vehicles as well. You have the recently released Monkie Kid Ultra Mech. This is the biggest Monkie Kid mech so far, and I did a full review on it. In my opinion, not quite as good as the original, but the original is no longer available, so this is the only one currently available. And again, if you're a Bionicle fan, mechs are probably what you would gravitate towards, like Bionicle or Exoforce type stuff, so that's a good one to get. I think the Bone Demon mech, if it is still available, is probably one of the best Monkie Kid sets that they have made so far. Every single one of these pieces are glow in the dark, so all the white, like pretty much all the white stuff that you see here, or a lot of it, is glow in the dark, so this looks really cool in the dark, and it splits up into multiple different creatures, so you have like a scorpion creature down below, you can have this be separated off into like a tower type build. Everything does split up, there are like spiders on the shoulder pads there, and it's a really fun set to play around with. Moving onwards, Monkie Kid again has given us some fantastic sets, but many of them are retired now, like the amazing Spider Queen Evil Base. However, this is a good set. This was kind of their most recent Team HQ van, and that was a fun one to get, as well as the rocket ship from Monkie Kid as well. Moving onwards, there are some location-based MK sets, which I think are some of the best of what the theme has to offer, like the City of Lanterns here, which is wonderful, it's modular, and it connects to their secret team hideout, which just released this year in 2023, another phenomenal build. Unfortunately, one of the best location-based sets in the form of the Flower Fruit Mountain is no longer available. However, what is available is the main Heavenly Realms set. The Heavenly Realms, which you can see right here, probably is one of the best temples LEGO has ever done. It looks so good. It has a transformation feature where you push the gate in and the two sides split open and the clouds literally part to reveal the interior of the scene. It is just so cool. So Heavenly Realms, very good set in my opinion. Shame the tall neck isn't available though. Moving onwards to Ninjago though, let's take a look at what Ninjago has to offer. So I think the main thing that we would want to talk about for Ninjago are the mechs, because there are a lot of currently available mechs that I consider to be very good. My favorite Ninjago mech, and in my opinion the best one they have ever done, is right here. This is the legacy version of Zane's Titan mech. It's only $65, which is probably the best priced mech that LEGO has ever done. It is really bulky, really solid. It has knees, and the building technique for the knees is incredibly clever. It is so smart how the knees are done. It has full articulation with the elbows, arms, multiple weapons. This is just such a solid set with a cool color scheme. Also currently available on the market are the Jay's Titan mech. This one also has knees. It's a really interesting and unique unorthodox design. Some folks like it, some folks aren't a big fan of how wacky the proportions are. I personally am a big fan though. I just think it looks really cool on display. Also available are the Neo's Samurai X mech, which does have knees, but honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of this one. Maybe it's just the color scheme. Not talked about this more, or I will talk about it more in my top 10 best Ninjago mechs video, but this one is just average to me. It's a good mech though, and it's definitely one of the biggest they've done. And if you're a fan of stuff like Power Rangers or Voltron, the Ultra Combo mech right here is a mech that is specifically allowing it to split up into different vehicles. So you have a snowmobile for the Ice Zane here, you have a mech for Kai, a jet for Jay, and you have a driller for Cole. So that's a cool one that is currently available on the market. If buildings and temples are more your speed, Ninjago of course has a lot of those. Specifically, they've got a large kind of dojo temple right here, which is still currently available, as well as a few others from the crystallized line, like the interesting Crystal King Fortress up here, the Crystal King's Temple, the transparent purple floating rock there. Moving onwards, I would say that LEGO Friends is probably one of the best ongoing themes right now. Now, I understand if you're a Bionicle fan, you may not be that into Friends because it is more focused on city building. My apologies for the actual layout of this display because I am currently trying to set up a LEGO city, so I kind of just have Friends sets thrown all around. But Friends has been doing some wonderful things. I'm going to cut right now to a look at some of the best LEGO Friends sets that are currently available right now, like the Downtown Flower and Design stores. So good. You've got the amazing Autumn's house. This is a really well done house. I mean, the buildings here just absolutely blow away anything that City is trying to do. I am so impressed by the quality of LEGO Friends builds. They are so good, and LEGO Friends in 2023 has just been phenomenal. You've got like the farm cottage back there. Again, sorry, the display here is really just thrown around because I am trying to set up a city, but you have the art school. Friends just has really amazing buildings, and I would encourage anybody who just hasn't tried out Friends before to just give it a look. You might be surprised by what you see. LEGO City, on the other hand, is just average to me in particular. If I were to give recommendations about LEGO City, I mean, I'm into collecting the road plate sets because I like to build cities and I want to use them to build a city. But if you're not really into road plates, there isn't really maybe much for you to get. I would recommend, though, just perusing around the site and seeing if there's anything that interests you. One last note on LEGO Friends is that, yes, there is a Bionicle reference in the latest Friends Nova's room set, where you can see Tahu and Kopaka in some sort of a fighting game there, and even a statue of Kopaka on the top here. There he is. That's like the Bionicle figure of Kopaka. I guess that's what it's supposed to be. And the laptop the character is holding here also has a Bionicle reference in the form of a sticker. So that's a fun one to get. Moving on from Friends though, LEGO Classic and LEGO Dots and Creator 3-in-1. Actually, I'll talk about Classic and Dots first. Classic is mostly just standard brick boxes, but notably the Classic set that recently came out that captivated a lot of folks' attention was the 90 Years of LEGO Play brick box. Of course, that has the scrunkly Tahu here, as well as a lot of nice other builds of smaller sets. So that was only $50, so that would get you halfway through if you don't have the little baby Tahu already. It's a good, just solid, standard brick box with a lot of just random bricks and references to older LEGO sets, so that was a cool one to get. Moving on to Dots. Again, Dots is being discontinued. I did not buy a lot of Dot sets. I only bought the entire first wave, like I will do with any LEGO theme, and nothing more. I don't even know if I have many of them on display. Dots, again, is just mostly supposed to be focused on 1x1 tiles, so nothing super crazy there, but if you do want to get a ton of 1x1 dots for some reason, then that's your theme. Creator 3-in-1 actually does have a lot of good sets currently available. You have the 3-in-1 Viking ship, which is clearly a reference to the original LEGO Viking ship versus Midgard Serpent. It is a very similar design. You have a brick-built Midgard Serpent, so that is a really cool one. You can see the original all the way up there, so that is definitely one that I know lots of fans are really interested in for the Vikings reference alone. You also have the LEGO Creator 3-in-1 Medieval Castle, where if you buy multiple copies of it, you can build something like this. I bought 3 copies of the $100 Creator 3-in-1 Castle and built this model out of some instructions on Rebrickable, and I'm trying to locate the actual original set here. I may have it stored like down there or something, but I do have like 4 copies of the set, one of them in the standard vanilla configuration, and one for this much larger and more impressive castle. I'm trying to think of what else is good on Creator 3-in-1. I think the Majestic Tiger is one of the best sets they have done ever for an animal build. You can see that right here. This is just a really well done build, full articulation for the tiger, anatomically correct details. This is just a really good just build for an animal in general, and it's I think only like $50. I could be wrong. I need to check that price, but it is a really good build and one of the most complex builds for a Creator 3-in-1 theme. Overall, again, that's about all I have to say in terms of recommendations. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but Yeah, it's a little disappointing that we just aren't able to get any other sets for this because there are so many good sets out there today, like idea stuff and whatnot, but it is what it is. That is how you can get the Bionicle GWP gift with purchase, and let's move on to wrap this all up. All right, and with that, we have summed up this update announcement, kind of a disappointing update regarding the Bionicle Tahu and Takua GWP set number 40581. Again, I don't know why LEGO changed their minds and decided to only make this available for a list of 7 themes. I'm sorry to let folks down, and yeah, I literally just got the information today, so I'm just reporting on this now. Very disappointing, but you know, I think there are still a lot of good sets that you can get with it. Absolutely don't go out of your way to buy something that you wouldn't already for this. If you are a Bionicle fan and you do want this, just get it on Bricklink in like 2 months. I am sure this will be available on Bricklink for like $20, $25. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. But if you are wanting to get other LEGO sets or find out what LEGO has been doing in recent history, this is a good time to get it if you're a Bionicle fan trying to get back into LEGO or curious about what you can get to obtain this. So definitely check that out if you want to. That's all for today. Thank you all so much for tuning into Duck Breaks. Be sure to like and subscribe for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon. Thanks, and bye for now.